Hey there, rock star. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Right now in this world, there are some crazy things happening, granted. And sometimes when the world gets chaotic, gets unpredictable, and we don't know what tomorrow is going to look like, or even if tomorrow will transpire, sometimes we can feel alone. And if we're already alone, and we don't have friends around us or family members around us or people that we regularly confide in, it makes it even more lonely. So if that fits you or someone you know, I'm talking to you today. So one of the things about being alone, and I'm talking about meaning you're spending no time with other people, but are you really? And the answer is yes. Almost everything you do, whether you are alone or in the presence of others, you are doing with other people. For example, if you're watching TV, you're spending time with people who are playing parts in stories that someone else wrote. So you may be alone, but you're spending time with other people. Even though you're just observing, you're not interacting with them. You're still not alone. If you're reading a book, you're reading the thoughts of some other person who's probably telling a story about other people. So while you may be alone, as in no one's in your immediate proximity, you're really not alone. Or if you're having a conversation with somebody through social media, you're interacting with someone in a comment, or you're making a post, or you're on a Zoom, even though you may not have other human beings in your proximity, you are still not alone. You are under the influence or inspiration or encouragement of other human beings, whether they are legitimately human beings, or they are real human beings, or they are made up human beings, or they are even anime. You're still not alone. So why do I give you these examples? Because these are all just a distraction. That when we are truly alone, meaning no one in our immediate proximity, we partake of these things to feel less alone. But it's really a distraction. And sometimes it's a distraction to fulfill voids that we didn't even know we had, or we were fully aware of, and as a result made decisions to get out of that situation. So let me just share with you a great principle or a great idea, or call it a great strategy, if in fact you are alone. So being alone is not a curse. It's actually a time for you to reflect and find out what truly matters to you. What makes your heart sing? What brings a smile to your face? What brings joy to your ears? Are you listening to the music created by someone else and maybe being distracted? Or are you in nature and listening to the symphony that it has to offer? Wind through the trees. There's nothing like that, whether it's pine needles. And if you've ever been out in nature, you know the difference between wind through pine needles, wind through aspen leaves, or wind through leaves of other trees, like elm trees, for example. You know the difference. And it's just that pleasing sound. What about the birds that are singing in the background? Maybe there's scurrying of a squirrel along the ground. Those are the kinds of music I'm talking about, music made in nature. So I'm inviting you to make yourself a priority, make your sanity a priority, make your feelings and your sense of contribution and your self-esteem and your self-image and how you feel about yourself a priority. And oftentimes it takes getting alone to figure those things out. So let me invite you to truly get alone. And maybe you can do that in the presence of your own home. Maybe it takes getting out in nature, and I would opt for that one. Take a drive, take a day drive up in the mountains, go to the beach, and intentionally go where there's no people. So you can just sit and listen without distractions. Leave your phone in the car, leave your book in the car, leave whatever you would normally take in the car, a radio. So there's no other human intervention at all, so that you are truly alone. Then you can take an inventory of what makes you smile, what makes your heart skip a beat, what brings joy to your spirit and fulfills or bring fulfillment to you as a person. Maybe bring something to write with. That's when you can truly figure out what makes you tick. And sometimes when it's just you and you, can you figure those things out? So take the time, because in the state of affairs of this world, it literally, nothing is really predicted. We may not be here tomorrow. I don't know. You guys have all seen the movie Red Dawn. I think it's never been more applicable or more likely in the history of our country to have a Red Dawn type situation than right now. And not people driving or flying or from other parts of the world to fly over our country and drop into our country. Some of them are already here. People that mean us harm and mean us peril. And that's just the world around us. We're living in those situations. So before those kinds of situations happen, and I'm not a doomsday thinker, I don't know if they are going to or if they're not going to, but I do make it a priority to spend time with myself without distraction, to realize the things that are important to me. And you know what happens every single time? I come back happier, more fulfilled, more pumped up, more energized, more driven to bring more joy into my life and into the lives of those around me. My wife, Marcy, benefits when I have those kinds of alone time. My kids benefit when I have those alone times. I benefit when I have those alone times. My mother, my brother, my sister, the leaders in our business, the people around us, my neighbors, for example, all benefit when I take that alone time to take an inventory of the things that are important to me and make me smile and fill my cup. Those are the important things. And in this distracted world where we can just, when we mean well to get on, I'm going to be speaking to myself, and that is the theme of these daily mentor messages. I'm talking to myself first, and anyone else who may have a similar way of thinking or seeing things can benefit from it. But I have full intention sometimes of going on Google on my phone to look something up. And as I go on Google, that notification distracts me, and I'll go open Facebook, and then I'll look at a reel, and before you know it, I've looked at 15 reels, and 45 minutes have gone by, and I'm nowhere close. And then I was like, why did I even get on my phone in the first place? Oh yeah, to look up that thing. So I know what distraction looks like, real, electronic, and otherwise. So we are living in a world that is completely distracted most of the time, which is why even when people are not alone, they feel it. Or when people who are alone, they don't really feel alone because they're consuming stuff from other people, watching TV, getting on Zoom calls, interacting with people. They are personally alone, but they're still not alone because they're interacting with other people. So we have both sides of that equation. But the key here is emotional wellness, emotional fitness, and personal satisfaction and fulfillment in life. Get alone, get quiet. Because that alone time away from others is not a curse. It is a blessing. So take the time, get by yourself, figure out what's important to you, write all that stuff down, and maybe take a day or 2 or 3 out in nature. Get your batteries recharged, get your cup refilled, get your heart overflowing, and then come back and share the awesomeness that is you. Because you, and yes, I mean you are awesome. Way too awesome to be feeling alone if that's what you're feeling. Way too awesome to not be contributing everything God gave you to give to the world that you may just be holding back because you don't feel that sense of purpose. Take the time, my friend. Go get alone. Go get quiet with yourself and nature and open up your ears, open up your heart, open up your spirit, and be filled to overflowing with the blessings that the world has to offer when you are alone. Have a great day. Take care, and God bless. And if anyone can benefit from this, or you determine that they can, please share this out. Have a wonderful day. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.